Hi, this is Antonio LaRosa, and you're listening to Music Row.
Welcome to Music Row, a backstage pass to your favorite country artists. Here's your host, Leake.
Hey, welcome back to the program. Hopefully, where you are, summer has arrived, because I'm still hearing stories of people seeing snow flurries in their locale. And then there's the other extreme where it's been 120 degrees in some parts, where people are like, boy, it sure would be nice if it cooled down. Anyhow, we're into this thing now. All the summer festivals are coming. Get ready, put on some sunscreen. My name is Leake, and this is the Music Row podcast. On today's program, we're dealing with one of those things that happen every once in a while with musical genres, and that is an artist that could be considered country in some lanes. I say he's Americana, but he also might be a blues artist. I guess by just saying all those together, it kind of makes it sound like he is an Americana artist. Regardless, wanted to put him on this program. You're going to like this dude. Antonio LaRosa out of British Columbia stopped by the program. We get into all the heavy hitting stuff. His first talent show that he did, he was in grade 5. You're like 9 or 10 years old doing that. Love it. There's some deep Toyota Sienna talk, which I know a lot of people are going to like in this. He's got dates all over the place too. If you want to find out anything about Antonio LaRosa in terms of his touring schedule, just hit up AntonioLaRosamusic.com and you can see the upcoming dates, including Langley. He's got a show at the Cavendish Music Festival. Lots of stuff, lots of opportunity, and more dates to be added real soon. This program brought to you by the Tall Pines Music and Arts Festival. Hey everyone, looking for the perfect summer weekend in Muskoka? Don't miss the Tall Pines Music and Arts Festival, returning to the beautiful wharf in Gravenhurst, July 17 and 18. You got the backdrop of Lake Muskoka and a great lineup with more bands to be announced. Hawksley Workman, love that dude. That dude is such a good hang. Great artist, yes. Odds, here's something about Odds. Might be one of the tightest bands out there. Not to downplay anybody else's thing. I'm just saying they're tight, they're loose. The Tea Party, how amazing it is. How many number ones have the Tea Party had? And then Paul Langlois of the Tragically Hip, he's going to be at the Tall Pines Music and Arts Festival, July 17 and 18, live art, local vendors, food trucks, a kids zone, and the backdrop and the lakeside vibes of Lake Muskoka. Get your tickets today, tallpinesfestival.com, and we'll see you there. I'm going. Coming up on the Music Row podcast, Antonio LaRosa.
Hi, my name is Kim Stockwood. I am a proud Newfoundlander and a Canadian singer-songwriter. In a landscape where many lack access to health benefits or employee assistance programs, the Unison Fund serves as a lifeline of hope for musicians and music industry professionals facing medical emergencies or mental health challenges. To learn more about Unison and their programs, please visit unisonfund.ca.
Hi, it's Antonio LaRosa. You're listening to Music Row with Leake.
I was looking at tour dates of yours, and I discovered that you have the most random pattern of touring ever. Like, if you had to drive across town, have you ever taken the shortest route?
There's an explanation for all this.
Okay. So I'm correct in saying
It is, yeah.
all over the map.
I screwed up. I routed this tour myself, and
Good for you.
I got one of the dates mixed, so I had to adjust. And yeah, I mean, we're flying, so luckily we're not driving. So
There's no way you would be able to drive from Montreal to Winnipeg overnight.
no, that would suck.
Yes. And even if you took 3 days to do it, it would still suck. It's a long route.
So yeah, kind of got it mixed up, but I pivoted and we kept it going.
That's the thing I've been saying a lot to bands is you got to be flexible because things get weird when you're on the road. Things get weird when you're touring. And it could be one day something goes wrong with the vehicle that you're commuting in, or it could be gear. And you just got to live. You got to move.
You do. And it's almost like being on stage, really. I feel like stuff happens so in the moment, even when you're performing. Like, you know, things screw up, you know, like you'll break a string it's like you're so in the moment that you have to just go with it. And it's like the realest of real, you know?
I tell people that I work with on that stuff, when you're doing some sort of special event, plan for something to go wrong, but then make like it so no one knows that it went wrong, that it wasn't supposed to be that way. Like, you also hear things so dynamically different when you're on stage, when you're with your band, compared to the people who are in the crowd.
Totally.
So the pros, they just play through it. The amateurs go, you missed that beat.
Yeah.
We're going to start over because you missed. No.
Yeah.
You end up fixing it along the way.
Totally. I mean, and it worked out with the tour routing because we ended up moving our Toronto date to last night, which was sold out, which is great. And then we added an extra show tonight in Hamilton. So we got an extra show in there, which is nice. So
you're from Vancouver. What part?
I was born and raised in Burnaby, East Van, kind of. So we kind of went back and forth.
Near Metro Town.
No, closer to like Brentwood, Boundary Road area, North Burnaby.
Okay.
North Burnaby. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that by the campus?
No, the campus is in North Vancouver. Oh, well, SFU. You're thinking of SFU.
Yeah.
That's kind of North Burnaby. Yeah. Yeah.
What got you into the sound of music that you are doing today? Because I know that the genres are all mixing and changing, and you got to kind of take a label somewhere along the way.
Totally.
But you're playing a brand of Americana that is not really accessible to most people, most of the youth out there.
Totally.
You know, it's just not something that's consumed just yet. So what got you into that?
Well, I started playing guitar at a young age, and
what age? How old?
I was probably seven or 8 years old, and then I started taking it like a little more seriously around like 10 years old. But the music that was like really, my mom, for instance, my mom used to play a lot of Roy Orbison and Elvis Presley.
Okay,
so that right there,
that's unique even for your mom, because your mom would be listening to music that was released 40 years before.
Totally.
Before she was born.
Yeah, exactly. And it was just something that she did. She loved Elvis. And I just remember hearing that and I was going, this is awesome. Like, I love this. And then I started taking guitar lessons, but there was a love for that already. And then my guitar teacher, he showed me Johnny Cash. And I was just like, oh my God. And he's like, oh, by the way, you know, Johnny Cash, Elvis Presley, Roy Orbison, same record label, 1950s. And I'm like, okay, I think I know why I like this, you know? Some rockabilly kind of country roots rock kind of stuff. So that's kind of my first real influence to that kind of music. And I find that kind of really comes through with a lot of my current music. And
but didn't grow up hard living, but found hard living music.
Absolutely. Yeah. I just like was obsessed with that. And then I kind of listened to that and got really into that. And I kind of wanted to see what came after them. And like, you know, like Eric Clapton, the Allman Brothers, this kind of whole blues side. And I got obsessed with B.B. King. So, you know, I think that's all very much attached to my music.
That's a weird thing too, because most people aren't going to do the dive.
Yeah.
Most people are not going to find out what connects all these bands together and what's after this release and such. So you kind of had probably just a motor for music.
Yeah,
a natural motor.
Yeah, I was, you know what? I got so excited about it. And when I started dating my now wife, and we've been together for a long time, and we started dating when we were about 18 years old, her father had an extensive CD collection. And I would be leaving her house, like sometimes really late at night. And when I'd be leaving her house, I'd see this rack of CDs, and I would go there and I would just grab a few.
It's like your own personal library.
Yeah, and her dad is just a major music buff. And I discovered so much music just from that. And that really even started to shape me even more at this period of time where I was starting to create music and really just intently listening. And I feel like that really, you know, from that basic, you know, Johnny Cash, Elvis Presley, Roy Orbison, where it all started. And then it just kind of, I got into this music of the 70s and the 80s and like all these different bands, and it just kind of started to really, really expand. So my outreach is very large. And I think that's what really, it's kind of genre bending, I guess, you know?
I think you're correct. It's when you're looking at an Americana sound, a roots sound, which I think is a terrible term, but
But you do have to you're bringing in everything all at once. So it's country on one end, and you still might like an alt grunge band from the 90s
absolutely
on the other.
Yeah.
And I think for me, it's one of the more exciting genres to be in, because if you're doing that in Americana, you're not chasing a sound.
Mm-hmm.
You're just kind of creating a sound, a natural thing.
Mm-hmm.
And when you hear those bands, that, I don't know, it just rings true, sticks out for me compared to singing another song about chugging a whiskey in your truck and all that stuff, which is just terrible.
Yeah, I mean, after a certain point, I mean, things definitely start to get a little bit like, okay, I've heard this before, and I feel like what I've been really trying to do first and foremost, especially with this current batch of songs, is I've been really trying to bring in the elements and the sounds that really got me excited, and like that kind of thing, and just like not worrying about everything else, just kind of like, what did I really love when I was listening to this stuff, and like what really got me going, and what were my favorite aspects, and what did I hear that I really liked. And I feel like that's it's slowly being achieved with all that, and I'm excited about it.
So it's your father-in-law's CD collection that kept you and your lady together.
Yes.
There was times where I was thinking about calling it quits, but there was a whole archive of music that I hadn't listened to yet. So and also too, at that time, the algorithms on the digital service providers weren't good. They were not introducing you to new sounds.
Totally.
Too. Like, so if you liked whatever band, name whoever it is. If you like ZZ Top, you were only getting that, and you weren't getting anything new. This new discovery.
I don't think I was even using a DSP at that point. I'm pretty sure I was still using like iTunes.
Right.
And just like downloading and like taking songs from CDs and still putting them on my computer and stuff like that. So like for me, it was like, I don't know. And it's so funny that we talk about CDs, but recently I just bought a Toyota Sienna for like touring.
Yeah. A nice van.
Yeah.
And a nice, reliable van.
Exactly.
Take the band out, take the family to Disneyland.
Absolutely.
A Toyota Sienna.
Exactly.
Does it have the in-screens on the back?
It doesn't. I just missed. It's the year that doesn't have it.
Oh, God.
But what it does have.
Revolutionary.
Yeah, it's awesome. I
would want to be a passenger in a Sienna.
You know what? We had to rent a Chevrolet Suburban, and not to knock it, but I was like, I miss my Sienna. Like, this is, but it's got a CD player, this Sienna. And I started going back and listening to these CDs recently again. And I'm just like, I'm in love with the idea of just listening to something over and over and over again, because you just get every single element from it, and I miss that, I
was talking with an artist the other day who I said, it's unique today because we don't listen to an album front to back.
Right.
You might listen to an entire album, but there's 58 other songs from 58 other artists that come bouncing in.
Exactly.
In and out. And we were just discussing, like, it doesn't matter if you're releasing just a few singles off an album, you got to sequence it right. And it has to have a flow, because when you're doing your 20th anniversary of that album and those bands go play it back to back, those songs don't flow on stage the same way. And you can hear that in albums where it's like, ooh, this was a good sequence.
Yeah.
And this one is not.
Yeah.
You cannot listen to these songs. Not everything holds up the same.
No.
And you got to be careful with that stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
When you go into the studio, do you take every song with you, or are you kind of like a piecemeal? You get one done and then come back a month later?
The way that we've been kind of structuring it is like, I've been writing like probably around 10 to 15 tunes. And then I will take like 6, maybe 7, maybe 8.
Yeah.
That I'm like kind of not sure about. Like I'm still kind of like, and we'll spend about 3 or 4 days and cutting beds. And then we'll all have all these beds and all these, and I actually, this last few times that we've been there, I've been cutting my vocals with the band. We would all be doing everything live, like all together.
Perfect.
Which is like so awesome, because you just feel each other's energy. And I've been able to keep a lot of the vocals that I've been cutting there. I say, I'm like, oh, I might not, but and like just in the moment, they sound great. And then from then on, I start to kind of cut them.
Right.
I'll be like, yeah, this was okay, or
That's a tough thing.
It is tough.
You get in a moment too when you're with the band and everyone's, the vibe is really high. And
yeah.
You finally get to hear this product because I'm guessing you're just strumming guitar at home when you're writing these songs originally.
Yeah.
And then you start putting in all the other pieces. It's like, oh, this is taking on a whole new shape. You got a vibe. And then you listen to it a few days later. It's like,
yeah,
not the vibe.
And like a lot of the time I'll be like, oh, this one's not going to hit, you know? And then I'm like, well, we'll do it anyway. And then I'll do it with the band and it's great. And the one that I thought was really great isn't so great. And you know, it's funny how it goes that way.
They're probably great, just not great for you at the time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, again, you can go back to these songs and try to do something
Totally.
later. But I know with bands, when you write hundreds of songs, they kind of just go out to the back alley and die.
Well, you just keep writing. So you kind of forget all about them. But it's funny you say that. My father-in-law has been telling me that I will send him a lot of demos. He's a really big into music, and I'll send him a ton of demos, and he'll really like certain ones, and we won't record it. And he'll like bring it back to me a year later and be like, "What about that one too?" And I'm like, I'm just gonna write another one. Like, you know, you're just on the new wave, right? So, yeah.
I've always told bands, don't send me your demos.
Okay.
don't give me don't give it to me for an opinion,
right?
Because it's not finished.
Yeah.
And I might like it in its raw, and I might say, I like song number 3, and then you go and you produce it and you add all your bells and whistles to it, and it comes back, it's like, yeah, I don't like that song now. Sorry, you spent all that money, but so I just say, don't do it. Don't give it to me until you're done.
It's funny how that happens too.
Yeah, you have to have good people in your group that you trust, because there definitely has to be someone who can listen, but they also might be deaf.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, they may not know tone. They may not know sound. They may not. Weird things.
I find that like a lot of the time, like I'll try and show like if I have a song that I think is kind of like for the masses, or like more like maybe a bit more commercially viable, like it's, you know, it's got that something to it that seems that way, right? I'll ask somebody that isn't really like a music buff, like someone that's just kind of like a very much like, I'm going to work today and I turn on the radio and I'm a very passive listener, and you know what I mean? And I find when I've done that in the past, and I know these certain people I know, that's how they listen to music, and they tell me if something's good or not, I'm like, okay, I think this might be something, because, you know, they're the right audience for this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're looking for, you're saying it's someone who may not be so engaged in music, but it's like, does this feel like it fits in the mix?
Absolutely. Yeah. Like for the math, you know, like there's a reason why certain songs everybody, you know, likes or something, you know?
Well, we forget, like everyone says they're into music, and it's like, yeah, you're not an asshole.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, to say it otherwise, it's like, okay, look out, psycho. I'm not into music at all. Okay. Sure.
Something wrong with you.
Yeah. Just going home into the basement and sharpening things.
Yeah.
But you know, everyone's into music, but there's not many people who are like that guy buying all the CDs. And like that's a different level of into music.
Yeah.
And then there's another level of, I go to a concert every month. Like most people don't see a concert in a year.
Totally.
You know, I think I've seen more concerts this week than most people have seen lifetime.
Probably.
And so there's different audiences. And to your point, it's like, yeah, does this just fit in the mix somehow? Because you got to groove off of it. You think it's there. Mm-hmm. And then you got to test it somehow. Yeah. I like that approach. I think that's a smart one.
Yeah, there's a few people I call on for that. And I'm not going to name them. But
look, hey, trust your people. Just don't trust me. That's all I'm saying. The moral of the story is,
they might actually be like, what do you mean? I thought I was a great music listener. Or like, what do you mean? I am a music buff. And I'm like, yeah.
And I'm not saying I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, the times that I provided that feedback, I'm like, oh, I feel bad now. Because I don't know, just hurt feelings, I guess.
Yeah.
But I'm also not in that. It's not my job to do. You know, I'm not the A&R guy at the record label.
Totally.
And if I was, I would say, I would give you the honest feedback and say yes, no, and way less tambourine.
Yeah.
And whatever.
More cowbell.
Yeah. But you do need those people. But I think then it gets even crazier, because you get these songs and you record them and you go out on stage and it's like, I I thought this song was going to be the banger that was going to take off for everybody.
Yeah.
And you got to play through, right? You just got, maybe one day this song will catch up. Maybe they'll catch up to this song one day. That would be heartbreaking for me.
That's a funny one, Yeah, that happens sometimes. And it's funny how sometimes you'll play a song and it's a new song no one's ever heard yet. And it goes great live. And then you put it out and it's just kind of like, okay. And you're like, and then you still keep playing it live and it pops off live. And you're like, I wonder what it's not like, what's not working in the recording, even though it's the same or whatever, It's atmosphere sometimes I find too, and context and, it's funny.
The algorithm can do two things. It can get you into a good spot.
Yeah.
And then it can also deflate you because the song doesn't take off.
You know what? That's a good point. Yeah. Yeah.
Like back to the whole idea of most people not going out and actively pursuing music and stuff. That's why they have on all the DSPs the playlists, because someone just wants to hear 1990s pop jams and not put any thought behind it. Like those same people you can take out to see Led Zeppelin play and they would go, oh, they do this song? It's like, yeah, it's Stairway to Heaven.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But they don't have that that connect. But the DSP thing, I think it's getting better. I think they're finally finding out ways to introduce new sounds. But I think that's a problem then for you too, because with the roots category, the Americana category, it's like this crazy catch-all.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and it's a very fascinating thing. All of it's so fascinating, really. The music business it's always changing.
Sure.
And it's just, going from the CDs to where we're at now. It's like, it's fascinating.
So you're getting in the Sienna, going across the lower mainland of British Columbia. What CDs are you taking with you?
Well, right now,
are you doing like introductory CDs, like so you can understand who a new artist is? This is Tyler Childers. I haven't listened to his album, but I want to listen to it.
Well, I tried to get my hands on the new Johnny Blue Skies record, and that sold out on CD. And I was like, "This is perfect timing." But right now,
I don't understand. How is it sold out? Were you just at the shop, the CD shop around the corner? Like you couldn't find it online?
No, online it's sold out. I don't know. You know Sturgill Simpson, right?
Yeah.
It's all sold out online right now.
They must have done like a super limited pressing.
Probably.
But crazy because it's a CD and I remember making CDs at home.
Yeah.
So
I know.
You think you could still do that?
I know. And like, it's crazy that he's done, like he's incredible. But like that was a CD that I was like, I just got this band. It's got only CDs. I'm like, perfect. You know what I mean? So right now I'm currently only listening to like stuff that is a bit older.
Like the Backstreet Boys.
Not Backstreet Boys. I have to find that one. I have to dig that one out. But right now we've been listening to a lot of the band. The greatest hits of the band has been on repeat in the van right now. And just the band, after we hit our first show Saturday in White Rock, we just listened to the band all the way there and all the way back. And all of us were just singing every single tune and just getting so pumped for the show. So.
You listen to the band and go, wow, they got a lot of layering in this. Like it sounds simple when you're just kind of passing by the speaker, like if you're doing a drive-by.
Yeah.
But when you listen to their music, it's like, oh, there's a lot of layers to this song.
Oh, man. And like, I think people underestimate their harmonies.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they don't get enough for that. Like, I obviously a lot of people talk about the Beach Boys and the Beatles and stuff like that. And, like obviously the Beach Boys harmonies were ridiculous, but like the band's harmonies are so cool. And like, and I feel like bands like that, they make you want to sing along because you hear like a gang of people singing it, like the night they drove Old Dixie down. Like it's just, oh man.
Yeah, you could be part of that group knowing that, well, someone else is also going to cover some of the lyric, the tone for me.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
That's a tough thing too with bands where you need to figure out how to do that yourselves with the band. And I think more often than not, it just doesn't happen. Like it's very hard to achieve.
It's tough, man. It's tough. Like you got to blend.
Like you can get a guy who's really good on bass, or you can get a woman who's really good on guitar, but they may not be able to sing at all.
No.
It's like, damn it.
I know.
And it changes everything.
It does. It's tough. I mean, like, that's when you start getting to the elites, I guess, and really start picky and choosy of who's going to be, playing in, I'm sure like when Eric Clapton put his band together, he was like, well, we're going to put this person and that person because they're the, how do you say it? Like they can do it all kind of thing, right?
They're the true cream.
Yeah.
Were you playing in bands when you were young? Like when you really got into guitar around 11 and stuff like that? When was your first live performance?
My first live performance.
You on stage, there's an audience.
It was in grade 5.
Okay.
And it was at the talent show.
The elementary school.
The elementary school talent show.
Okay.
And I was learning a lot of songs that my mom was like, you should learn this song, you should learn that song. And I was still, for some reason I didn't learn like any Roy Orbison tunes. I was learning a lot of Johnny Cash stuff. But at this point in my life, I had seen one guy that was a bit older than me play this at a talent show, and he played Enrique Iglesias. Hero, ding, 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 ding.
Beautiful song.
Yes.
9 million albums sold.
Exactly. Yeah. And I didn't sing at that time. I didn't know if I could actually, which is funny. And this is in grade 5. And I went up there.
The guitar's the size of you.
Exactly. It was a black Strat. I got the Strat combo with the amp that came with the amp, when you go buy the combo thing, right?
$135 at the time, probably.
Yeah, exactly. Probably less. And, went on stage in front of my whole elementary school and literally just played that song with no singing. Got up, stood up, walked with my guitar cable still attached to the amp.
Then started dragging.
Amp just falls over. It's all on camera. It's all on video.
Did you release it?
I haven't released it yet, but I'm going to dig it up.
Put that on your socials.
It would be great. And I'm this chubby kid with a bunch of gel in his hair and just, it's great. That was the first performance. And I was hooked. I was hooked.
Awesome.
I was like, oh my God, people clapped. They loved it. Oh my God. I think maybe I'm kind of good at something,
And getting over that first hurdle at such a young age is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Like there's plenty of people that can't go speak to a boardroom.
Yeah.
Because they won't get over that hurdle at the office.
Yeah.
And it stresses the shit out of them.
Yeah.
And all that. But you got over it. Probably easier to do at that time when you're 10 years old or 11.
I wanted to do it. I remember I was so nervous, but I knew I wanted to do it. You know what I mean? Like I was like, I really want to do this, So it's funny.
Did you win the competition?
I did not. I did not.
Who won it that year?
I don't even.
What'd they walk away with?
I have no
sash,
idea.
A ribbon?
I mean, there was a few dancers. I don't think anyone actually attempted to sing that year. I'm not. I can't quite remember. I won a few talent shows. I remember.
It's crazy because I'm not a fan of award shows.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of talent shows. But on the other hand, I'm a fan of the talent show type thing because it gives someone an opportunity.
And that's what it was. Starting out, that's all it was. It was all like talent shows for young people to, show and try and do what they, because, you're not going to go play a gig at a bar when you're,
right.
Even though I did play underage gigs.
Did you fake your age?
Yeah. I mean, I was kind of like I looked a bit older always.
And the gel, wasn't it?
It was the facial hair, I think.
just a full goatee.
Just being Italian and
at 11,
at 16 years old and having a full beard when you're,
shirt open, showing off the Italian horn necklace.
Exactly. And it just got me in, and everyone's like, this guy can't be. He's probably 35.
Yeah. Let's get this guy a picture.
Yeah.
And so how old were you when you started playing like pubs and stuff like that?
Yeah. I mean, I was probably around like 18, 17.
Yeah.
And, just kind of on the hush.
And okay. So yeah, but you got booked for these gigs, and then it became just easier and easier to get bookings, right?
Yeah. I mean, I was doing them for free.
Right.
I wasn't even getting paid for these gigs. I was just out of pure, like, I want the opportunity. I want to do this. And then I
who told you to do that? Because if you told your buddies, I'm going to go do this for free, they would go, whatever, Antonio.
Yeah.
Something wrong with you. Why would you give them this? And it's like, for you to do that, I understand it. You got to get your reps in.
I loved it. And they would feed me. And I was like, I'll go eat and like try and sing a few tunes. And I'm not going to name the bar because I don't want to throw any shade, but
it's fine. I've been to Boston Pizza.
I don't want to get him in trouble, but yeah. They obviously saw that, I wanted to do the thing, and they gave me an opportunity, and,
I think there was a time too where you could get a different license for your restaurant if you had performers in the pub.
I think so.
Like if you had a live performance, you got a break.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't illegal. I'm not sure, but I remember it was a little. It was not a place for a kid.
Right. Well, at least you started doing that at a time where you couldn't smoke in the bars.
Yes, there you go.
Like you probably missed that by about 7 years. How glorious would that have been? Showing up at school the next morning.
I would have been chain smoking today, probably.
Yeah. 1,000%.
Yeah.
All right. What's summer looking like for Antonio?
It's looking busy. We got a lot of festivals. A lot of them haven't been announced yet. But basically, I like to say from end of May, all the way to beginning of August. Right now, we're pretty much booked every single weekend.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm very happy about it.
That's the great thing about Canada. There are so many festivals. Call them folk festivals. Mm-hmm. Blues festival, whichever. They all have terrible names, by the way.
Yeah.
Don't call yourself the Blues Festival if you're going to have Iron Maiden play. Yeah, I'm playing the Montreal Jazz Festival.
Oh, man.
What's your name? Britney Spears.
Yeah, I know. It's so funny how that works.
Be careful with the naming. But what's great about Canada, what I'm saying is that there are so many spots to give you access, right? And get on the bill.
There's a few of them that we're playing some really, really small towns, and the fact that there's an opportunity, and I want to grow the reach, and I'm like, you know what, this is where you start in certain areas like this, right? This is how you do it. So
I think more bands should play small towns.
Yeah,
I think more bands should skip big cities and exclusively do all of these spots, because there's a hunger in these towns to see good talent play. Because everybody just drives through it. And they don't think about stopping to Husky to maybe pick up some new CDs.
No, and they're not only that, I've done a few of them, and they're so gracious. You made it there. They're like an attentive crowd. They're the best gigs. So they're so worth the drive, and that's what I do this for. It's for that.
Antonio LaRosa, the Big Small Town Tour.
Yes, that's a great Big Small Town Sienna Tour.
Yeah. Everyone hop in the Sienna. We're going on a road trip. Thanks for doing this, man. I appreciate it.
It was great. Thanks, Jeff.
Follow Music Row on X at Music Row Country, on Instagram at Music Row Official. Music Row is produced by Shed of Dreams.